So, just kind of, starting off, like, what got you started playing? What got you started in rugby?
I transferred schools, and I used to play softball, and then I transferred to the number one softball team in the country. So I needed to find a new sport, and that was rugby. So that was at Arizona, and then it was, everybody's story. They touch a ball, they make a tackle, and then they fall in love for life. So
I mean, was it so? Were you originally at Arizona? You went to University of Arizona or Arizona State?
So I transferred from the Coast Guard Academy,
Hmm.
and then I went to the University of Arizona.
Oh, nice. And so, what was that process like? So, was it just like I'm now part of this like top softball team. I'm not getting on the field very much. Oh, look, all of a sudden rugby, or what was it? What was the transition?
Oh, I didn't even try out for the softball team because my old coach, I was like, "Oh, what do you think my chances are?" She said, "Well, you might be a pinch runner." So I was like, "All right." So I didn't even try out for the Arizona team. I just immediately looked for another team sport that I could make friends with, and the Coast Guard Academy women's rugby team had just started, so it was just I had just become aware of the sport, so that was top of the list.
Oh, that's good. At least there was already a very at least there was awareness that you had going into it, so that it kind of helped the transition. Now, obviously, playing sports in college, does your family have a background in athletics, or was it just you happen to be the athletic one that broke through?
No, we all played sports. My brother, through the javelin at Bucknell, we all played sports growing up. So it was nothing new for any of us to be playing in college.
And where were you originally from?
I'm from South Jersey, so we associate with Philadelphia in terms of sports teams.
You guys are pretty rough out there. That's awesome.
Well, not back then in the early 90s, the Phillies were a really fun team to rally behind, so I loved it.
So being in that area, we always get this. For me, I've my origination is from like Pennsylvania, so I get like the whole central Pennsylvania kind of slow college town. I'm a college brat. But whenever I always got the impression of South Jersey, I think the only time I had it was a friend of mine who moved over, and that Philly area. You get either Will Smith, obviously off the top of my head, even though that's a little bit more Philly than Jersey. But then it is kind of this gritty kind of industrial kind of area. Is that accurate? Was that kind of the environment that was there, or?
No, I mean, I think that's probably something more of a North Jersey
Mhm.
classification. Like, Jersey is the Garden State, and that pretty much comes from the southern part of the state. So, there's a lot of farms, a lot of rural,
Right.
not, not too much grit where I was from.
That's awesome. So so what got you? So you enlisted coming out of high school into the Coast Guard?
Oh, so it's the academy. So it's like, the Naval Academy, the West Point.
Hmm.
So you're not enlisting, you're going to college for 4 years, and then when you graduate, you
You
go into the
enlist.
service. Yeah. But I only lasted 2 years.
I was gonna say, it was a military background like a point of the family, or was it just? I mean, what? How come the Coast Guard? I guess for you.
Well, my dad, he was in the Marines, and I wanted to be an FBI agent growing up. And so he recommended some military background, and the Coast Guard is the most female friendly in terms of ratio.
Right.
And I like the water, so it kind of seemed like a good fit. But yeah, it just turned out it wasn't. It wasn't.